All right, so I bought a boat. So I didn't expect to make this video, especially this soon. I just moved into a brand new house. I have a kayak that is an awesome pedal drive kayak that I can fish on and reach a lot of places. I don't have to spend all day long paddling because it's the pedal drive. You guys know, you've seen it on the channel. And then all my friends have John boats or Gheenoes. My father has an inshore boat that I can take out pretty much whenever I want, but I wanted something of my own. And I got that itch, and if you guys know me, especially personally in real life, you know when I get the itch for something, I make it happen. I find a way to make it happen. And so having this house, I have a whole garage now other than my girlfriend parking in it that just has empty space. I mean, it's got my kayak in there, but that I can put anywhere. So I guess it really wasn't an empty space, but in my mind, it was an empty space that needed to be filled. And yeah, I decided I'm gonna fill that with a Gheenoe. But as of right now, the time I'm recording this, the boat is not actually at my house. I just went and looked at this thing today at an actual Gheenoe dealer. I've been searching online for Facebook Marketplace for a while, and I finally decided I'm gonna spend the extra money and get a brand new one because I don't wanna buy one that's used and abused. I wanna use and abuse it myself. So there's not much else for me to say in this exact moment. Never owned a boat, so I have to learn a bunch of new stuff. I gotta get better with backing up a trailer. I've done it a few times, but I'm not good by any means. But I gotta go to DMV, get it registered. I might even record that a little bit when I do it. I don't know. I'm just kind of gonna record this whole process. So my girlfriend has like known that I want to get a Gheenoe or a skiff or something because I've been talking to her about it. And I even threw out the idea of getting something that like was bigger so that she wouldn't even park in the garage at all. One morning when we woke up, I literally said to her, I was like, first thing in the morning, didn't say good morning, didn't say nothing, just said, so, how would you feel about not parking in the garage anymore? And she wasn't a big fan of that. She kind of shut that down. She said I could get a Gheenoe if I wanted one, but she has to still be able to park in the garage. So that was a big aspect into making me decide on what model to go for. LT10 just seemed to be that good median where it's big enough, it'll be stable enough for me and one other friend, and it'll also still fit in the garage with her car. But yeah, she doesn't know that I officially bought one. She's at work. I'm excited. All right, well, that's it for now. All right, here she is. My 2024 Custom Gheenoe LT10. It doesn't feel real to still have this thing, you know, in my garage. I picked it up last night. I was gonna film picking up and signing paperwork and doing all that process, but I didn't because I literally got the alert that like it was ready to be picked up while I was in class. I left class early, ran over to pick this up from the dealer and brought it home, and just have kind of been staring at it in the garage ever since. Now I've been on Gheenoes. I have access to using my father's actual flats boat. I've been on John boats. It's just something about having one to call my own. It's just different. I'm extremely excited about the possibilities for content, the possibilities for finding new spots, new fisheries, and just taking it out to chill, maybe do a sandbar. I don't know, I'm just super excited. Now, I do want to say, it was very expensive, but, you know, I haven't had buyer's remorse or regret. I don't know, there's a word. Can't think of the word, but I haven't had that yet. I'm honestly just extremely happy. The price, the amount of money I'm spending on the boat, all the stuff that I'm going to be adding to it, it hasn't really bothered me yet. I'm extremely excited. So if you guys watch fishing YouTube, you probably have watched Justin Mendez, and that's who I'm going to relate this to because of the fact that it's probably the most well-known example. So there are different kinds of Gheenoes. You can get a Gheenoe boat, high sider or low sider. You can also get a custom Gheenoe. This is one of the custom Gheenoes. I don't know the very detailed specifics about the difference. They're made both in Titusville, I believe, come out of the same factory, or maybe right down the road from each other. But the custom Gheenoe just has some more options that you can get to it from the factory, and that's why I spent the extra money to get one of the custom ones, because in the long run, if I was to get a normal high sider, I probably would have added these options aftermarket through some random shop, but I just didn't feel comfortable doing that. I like having an actual warranty and getting it from the factory, so that's why I went with that low tide, the custom, and spent a little more money up front. But I'm gonna be making a video in the near future going over all the modifications, or I guess you could say aftermarket stuff that I am gonna do to this boat. For now though, I do wanna show you guys just kind of bare bones what you can get from the factory if you buy a custom Gheenoe LT10. Now, I would have loved to go with a LT25 or even a classic, but I just couldn't have because of the size. I needed this thing to fit in my garage. and my girlfriend still has to park in this garage. I'm gonna take the camera off the tripod and we're gonna go mobile. I'm gonna walk around with the camera, show you guys the features that are from the factory from Custom Gheenoe, and you will see very quickly, probably the first thing I'm gonna show you is exactly what I meant when I was saying I needed it to fit in this garage. And this was kind of the only model that was gonna do so. You can probably see the trailer is cut. And that's because I have to add a folding tongue to this thing in order to make it actually fit properly. Now, I guess this is considered aftermarket, and I said this was just going to go over, you know, kind of the factory options, but I just figured I'd show you guys this, and I needed to do this last night or else I would not have been able to actually shut my garage. But you can see that there's no extra length, so if this boat itself was any longer or the trailer was any longer, it's not fitting in here. I mean, because if we come back here to the motor, it's literally like touching almost. So yeah, this is pretty much as far back as this boat can go, and it's still a tight fit. But so let's go ahead. The first feature on this Custom Gheenoe LT10 is going to be this wedge nose, flat wedge nose cap. Not a super important feature, and you guys probably don't care about it, so we're not going to talk about this too much, but this is where the trolling motor mount is going to go. You just drill it into there, attach your trolling motor, and you're good to go. So moving down a little bit, and ignore the fact that the boat's kind of dirty. It was outside at the dealership when I picked it up, and it was a rainy day and everything. Also super windy, so pollen from trees, etc. Eventually, before I take this thing out, I am going to deep clean it and probably even throw some wax on it or something just to keep it in good shape, because, you know, I want to take care of this thing. This thing is going to be like my little baby. But we have the raised front deck option with one hatch. You can get it with or without the hatch. I just figured that if it's no extra charge, why not get it with the hatch? Because more storage, especially on little boats like these, is never a bad thing. So I'll go ahead and show you guys. It's just a simple hatch in here. Right now I just threw some life jackets in there. I don't know if that's where they're going to stay. Here's what I meant about being dirty. Now this is probably not staying here. I was just kind of playing around with stuff, trying to figure out where I want to put everything on the boat. But under here, the front deck has this little opening, and this has got your battery tray in it, as well as your battery on-off hookup. And now that switch right there is going to control all of my options on the switch panel, which we'll talk about when we get back there. But super nice and convenient that this boat comes pre-wired and everything, because I am personally not the greatest when it comes to doing electrical wiring work. So yeah, but I don't know, we'll see. I might keep this turtle box speaker there. It all just kind of depends if it fits with the battery and how much that's gonna rattle when I actually drive. I just don't want to have the turtle box speaker, you know, just bouncing around somewhere randomly. So if it doesn't go there because it rattles too much, I'll probably mount it somehow, build some kind of mount for it or some bracket for it. We'll move on back, and then in the center of the boat right here, you'll see we have, I believe, what is called the small center box. Pretty self-explanatory, honestly. It's a small center box. Now, you can put an aerator in here, and that is an option to make this a built-in live well. I don't have the aerator in there just because I don't really throw live bait all that often. I didn't want to have to spend the extra money to put an aerator in there when I don't throw live bait often. If I throw live bait, I'll just bring a little bucket, a portable aerator bucket, and use that. For now, we're just going to keep this as storage. Once again, I bring a lot of camera equipment and fishing tackle, etc. So storage is definitely a very big priority to me. And you can kind of see because this has essentially every storage option that you can get on these LT10s. Now I'm going to walk around to the other side of the boat really quick to show you the next factory option. And it's going to be this thing right here. Go ahead and flip this out, and this is actually a rod holder. So you put your tip of your rods in the holes that are down there, and then put your rods in there and you strap them down. I also have another one right here that I can drill onto this side, but for now I was just going to do that side to see if I even really like using them or not. I don't know. I put my rod on it last night, and I don't know, I don't feel like it's that stable, and I don't know if I love putting my rod tips in there. I feel like if I hit a bump or something that they're just gonna end up breaking the tips off or something. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, that's that small center box. Now let's move to the back. I don't know why I have this open. Go ahead and close that real quick. But this is the older style of the rear raised deck with one hatch. There's a newer style out, and I honestly like the newer style better. It's kind of like the hatch is a lot bigger and it leaves more storage space. but the old style is just what was in stock at the dealer I went to, so I just went with it. But you can see this compartment goes all the way to the back where your drain plug would go. This is where I'm gonna store my fuel tank. I have my fuel line right here from Yamaha to go with the motor, but I had to order a fuel tank separately, so I ordered a 3-gallon fuel tank because I guess you can't fit a 6 back there. I don't even know if 3 gallons is going to be enough. It might be overkill. I don't know. I've never used the 9.9, so I don't know how much fuel I'm actually going to use. But I ordered that 3-gallon tank to fit in there, and then I also ordered like a 2-gallon little gas can that I'll probably, I don't know, put in somewhere for emergency fuel. But very simple, just having this raised decks. I fish either solo or with one other person, so I wanted to have the raised deck in the front and in the back. I just said that opposite, in the front and in the back, so someone could fish in the back and someone can fish in the front at the same time. And it's just nice to have. It's basically essentially a seat for when you're using the actual motor. And we're going to talk about the motor in one moment, but now that I showed you guys the rear deck and the hatch, I do want to quickly talk about this switch panel here. It's already pre-wired from the factory and everything, attached to that power hookup that was in there. You can see that it has an option for navigation lights, bilge pump, aerator, anchor light, and spare. Nothing is hooked up to that other than LEDs right now. This boat has LEDs all throughout the inside of the hull. You can kind of see the wiring for them right there, but it's gonna be kind of hard to show you the actual LEDs themselves. It's not gonna focus. I'll go ahead and input a clip really fast of last night when I hooked them up. Obviously, can't show you right now because it is daytime, so you're not even gonna see them, but they are extremely bright. And in the future, if I add anything more, which I'll probably add a bilge pump, it's not too hard to just go ahead and add it right there. So I actually went ahead and pulled the boat forward a little bit so I could show you this motor better. But this is the 9.9 Yamaha 4-stroke. I know people put bigger motors on this. I believe I've seen people put 15s, and I've also seen people put 20s. But for now, from the factory, it's rated for only the 9.9, and I just figured I'd go with the 9.9 because if you go any bigger, you have to add like an actual jack plate or just mess with this transom mount, and I didn't really want to have to do that because it's going to add a little more length, and once again I barely have length that I'm working with here, so we're going to go with the 9.9. I'm sure it'll get the job done for now. I do eventually, I don't want to spoil all the modifications, but I definitely am adding a tiller extension onto this thing because I want to add a grab bar. You know what, I don't want to spoil all the stuff I'm going to add, but tiller extension is definitely going to be one of those things. But nothing fancy, you know, it's just a basic Yamaha 9.9. The one thing that is really nice, I know I could have got a Gheenoe for a lot cheaper than I did pay on Facebook Marketplace used, but the problem with that is people use and abuse their boats. That's what they're meant to be used for. I mean, you're not going to baby this thing. I'm not going to baby it by any means. But I didn't want to buy one that's already been used and abused. I wanted to be the one to use and abuse it myself. So it comes with a warranty. The motor has a 3-year warranty, and then once that 3 years is up, I pay an extra $150 and I'll get another 2 years. So essentially, it's a 5-year warranty that covers that motor. The trailer, I believe, has a 2 or 3 year warranty, and then the Gheenoe itself has a 1-year warranty. So it's just nice to know that I have pretty much the entire boat, trailer, motor, everything covered under a warranty. Not that I think stuff's gonna go wrong, but you never know. They call it break out another 1,000 for a reason. So, but that is it. That is my brand new boat, my Custom Gheenoe LT10. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. It is bare bones right now. Like I said, I just picked it up yesterday. I haven't had time to do anything. It might be a little bit before you guys actually see me taking this out on the channel. Like I said, I gotta go to the DMV. Probably gonna take about a week to do that, get the title, go to the DMV. I wanna add some modifications onto it. And honestly, I kinda wanna get done with the break-in period on the engine before I take it out to do a video, because the break-in periods, basically I gotta go extremely slow for like the first 10 hours of the motor. Probably just gonna take it to a local like lake or something, or the Hillsborough River here, and take my girlfriend, and we're just gonna cruise and, I don't know, just have a good time, enjoy it for a little bit before I actually start fishing on it every day and making it dirty and full of fish guts. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up on this video. If you guys are new to the channel, if you're looking up Gheenoe builds, you're buying a Gheenoe, you have a Gheenoe, I don't know, whatever, click that subscribe button if you want to see my journey with this thing and the fish that we're able to catch on it. I still have my Old Town pedal drive kayak. You might see that on the channel occasionally if I'm going to a spot that it's just too hard to get this thing to. There's no ramp nearby. I don't know, what have you, but you're gonna see a lot more of this in the future than you are gonna see the kayak, most likely. You guys know anything that I should do to this Gheenoe? Any accessories, whether it be coolers, marine mat, trolling motors, stuff. I don't know, anything that you think I need on this boat, let me know. But for now, that's all I got to say. I'm extremely excited, and yeah, I'm gonna go back to sitting in my chair and staring at this thing all day long.